She texted her friends, "He's so boring, but at least he pays for everything." I saw it on her open laptop. I said nothing, just quietly canceled the lease on her dream apartment. The eviction notice arrived during her birthday party. I, 31 male, am writing this from my quiet apartment, feeling lighter than I have in months. 2 weeks ago, I accidentally discovered what my girlfriend really thought of me. Yesterday, she discovered what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you. Been with Celia, 27, for about 2 years. Met at a friend's barbecue. She was this vibrant, artistic type who made me laugh. I'm an IT project manager, pretty introverted, enjoy my routines, opposites attract and all that. First year was great, we balanced each other out. Then she found herself through her art, quit her admin job to pursue painting full-time. I supported it. Life's short, chase your dreams, right? Said I'd cover more expenses while she built her portfolio. No biggie, I make decent money. But more expenses became all expenses. Rent, groceries, her art supplies, her yoga membership, weekend trips with her friends to find inspiration. I was basically funding her entire lifestyle while she sold maybe one painting every 3 months for like $200. Still, I loved her. Thought we were building something together. 2 weeks ago, Saturday morning, she left her laptop open on the kitchen counter while she was in the shower. I was making coffee, glanced over, and saw her group chat was open. My name caught my eye. Celia. Ugh, another Friday night watching documentaries with Liam. I swear he thinks Netflix nature shows are peak entertainment. Girl, why do you stay with him? He's so boring I could cry, but at least he pays for everything. My apartment, my lifestyle, my art supplies. I'd be living with my parents without him. Get that bag, sis. Secure the apartment, then upgrade the boyfriend. Already working on it. Met this sculptor at the gallery opening. So much more interesting. Once I get my art selling better, bye-bye IT boy. Use him till you don't need him. Exactly. He's like a boring investment portfolio. Not exciting but pays dividends now. My coffee mug stopped halfway to my mouth. Read it twice to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding. Nope. Crystal clear. The apartment she mentioned? I'd been paying for this trendy loft space she used as her art studio, weekend apartment. Told me she needed a dedicated space for her art, somewhere she could create without limits. $2,400 a month. Been paying it for 8 months on top of our regular apartment. I said nothing. Put my mug down. Heard the shower turn off. Closed the laptop. When she came out, I smiled, kissed her cheek, asked about her day like normal. She had no idea. That afternoon, while she was at her studio, I logged into the property management portal. The lease was in my name only. She'd insisted it was easier that way since I was paying. Funny how that worked out. Submitted the non-renewal notice. Lease was month to month after the initial term, so 30 days notice was all I needed. Effective date, March 15th. Her birthday. Then I started documenting everything. Screenshots of bank transfers, receipts. The amounts were staggering when I added it up. Nearly $45 over the past year between the studio, her expenses, and funding her artistic journey. Kept playing the boring boyfriend role. Watched my documentaries. Paid for everything. Smiled when she complained about being tired from creating all day at her studio. She never knew what was coming. Update 1. Her birthday arrived yesterday. She'd been planning this party at her studio for weeks. Invited all her artist friends, the gallery people, that sculptor she mentioned. Told everyone how this space was where her authentic self could flourish. I helped her set up. Hung fairy lights, arranged the wine and cheese spread I paid for, set up the sound system. The perfect boring boyfriend doing boring boyfriend things. Party started at 7 p.m. By 8, the place was packed. Celia was in her element, floating around in this expensive dress, guess who bought it, talking about her artistic evolution and future exhibitions. 8:47 p.m. Knock at the door. Process server. Had to hand it to them working Friday night. Celia Morrison? She laughed, wine glass in hand. That's me. Is this a birthday surprise? You're being served with a notice to vacate. You have 72 hours to remove your belongings from this property. The music didn't stop, but everyone near the door went silent. The silence rippled through the room like a wave. Celia's face went from confused to panicked. What? No, there's a mistake. This is my studio. I've been here almost a year. Process server. According to our records, the leaseholder has terminated the agreement. You're not on the lease, ma'am. 72 hours. She spun to look at me. I was leaning against the wall, sipping my beer. Liam? Tell them. Fix this. I took another sip. Can't fix what isn't broken, Celia. What are you talking about? Oh, didn't you tell your friends? This isn't your studio, it's mine. I just let you use it, but I got bored of paying for it. Her friends were watching like it was performance art. The sculptor guy was already edging toward the door. Celia, voice shaking, you can't do this. My work is here. My life is here. No, I said calmly. Your life is funded by me. There's a difference. Happy birthday, by the way. The room erupted. Her friends immediately turned on me, calling me controlling, abusive, manipulative. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the Bluetooth speaker. Before you all pile on, might want to hear this. I'd recorded her laptop screen with my phone when I found the messages. Her own voice filled the room through the speakers. He's so boring I could cry, but at least he pays for everything. Like a boring investment portfolio. Once I get my art selling better, bye-bye IT boy. The room went dead silent except for Celia's voice mocking me through the speakers. I disconnected, finished my beer. So yeah, the boring IT boy is done paying dividends. You've got 72 hours. Walked out to the sound of Celia sobbing and her friends trying to figure out damage control. Update 2. The next 48 hours were enlightening. First came the love bombing. Texts poured in. Baby, I'm so sorry. It was just girl talk. I didn't mean any of it. You know I love you. Please let's talk. When I didn't respond, the tone shifted. You can't just throw me out. I have rights. My lawyer will contact you. This is financial abuse. Spoiler, she doesn't have a lawyer because lawyers cost money. Then, her friends joined in. Margot called me a pathetic control freak who can't handle a strong, independent woman. Independent? She hasn't paid for her own coffee in 2 years. Becca sent a long text about how I was weaponizing financial privilege and punishing female empowerment. I responded once. She empowered herself to my bank account while calling me boring. I empowered myself to stop. Equality. But the best part was Celia's mom. Oh boy. She called Sunday morning, shrieking about how I was destroying her daughter's dreams, and what kind of man evicts a woman from her art studio. Me? The kind whose name is on the lease. Her? She's put her soul into that space. Me? She put my money into that space. Slight difference. You encouraged her to pursue her art. I did. I didn't encourage her to mock me behind my back while living off me. She made a mistake. You're ruining her life over words. No, I'm ending my financial support of someone who openly admits to using me. She ruined her own life by biting the hand that fed her. She'll be homeless. She lives with me in my apartment. She also has parents. You, specifically. Maybe it's your turn to fund her dreams. The sputtering was glorious before she hung up. Then came the real desperation. Celia showed up at my apartment Sunday night. Our apartment, technically, though not for long. She'd clearly been crying. No makeup. Hair in a messy bun. Wearing my old college hoodie. Can we please talk? I let her in, mainly to see what angle she'd try. She hit all the classics. I was insecure about my art not selling. I only said those things because I was scared you'd leave me. I actually do love watching documentaries with you. The sculptor means nothing. I'll get a job tomorrow. Me. Celia, you had 2 years to get a job. You had 2 years to be honest. You had 2 years to appreciate what we had instead of mocking it to your friends. Huh. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. You appreciate my wallet. There's a difference. Then she tried the nuclear option, started taking off the hoodie. Me, seriously? You think that's gonna work? We were good together. No, I was good to you. You were good at spending my money. Pack your things, you're moving out. You can't kick me out, I live here. Me, not on the lease, you've got a week to find somewhere else. The tears turned to rage. She threw the hoodie at me, called me every name in the book, said I was a pathetic loser who'll die alone and boring. Maybe, but I'll die solvent. Update 3. It's been a week since the birthday party eviction notice. Celia moved out Wednesday. Well, moved out is generous. More like frantically shoved belongings into trash bags while rage crying. But before that happened, she tried one more play. Monday morning, I woke up to 57 Instagram notifications. She'd posted a series of stories. when you pour your soul into your art and someone tries to destroy you. Abusive ex is making me homeless because I wouldn't worship him. This is what happens when you date controlling men who can't handle successful women. Attached were photos of her art, her crying face, and the eviction notice. The comments were predictable, half calling me trash, half asking what happened. Some of her art friends shared it, adding their own takes about toxic masculinity and financial abuse. Funny thing though, I'd been screenshotting everything for 2 weeks. Time to play. I don't usually do social media, but I made an exception. One post. Since there seems to be confusion about my abuse, here's some clarity. Paid $45K plus supporting someone's art career for 2 years. Paid $2,400 a month for a studio I never used. Discovered messages calling me boring, but at least he pays for everything. Decided to stop paying for everything. Now I'm apparently abusive. PSA. Not funding someone's lifestyle after they openly admit to using you isn't abuse, it's self-respect. Attached the screenshots of her messages and bank transfers showing the amounts. Her post disappeared within an hour. My phone started blowing up with apologies from mutual friends who'd attacked me without knowing the full story. But Celia wasn't done. Tuesday, she tried getting the property management company involved. Claimed she had tenant rights, and I was illegally evicting her. Property manager called me, laughing. Sir, she's not on any lease. She has no rights here. We've explained this 3 times. She's now banned from the property after she tried to change the locks herself. She what? Yep. Apparently she hired some sketchy locksmith to try changing the studio locks. Property management caught them on camera. She's now trespassing if she returns. Wednesday moving day. She brought Margot and Becca as witnesses in case I tried anything. I mostly stayed in my room, letting her pack, but I could hear them talking. Margot, can't believe he'd do this over some texts. Right? Like, everyone vents about their boyfriend. He's just bitter because he knows I was upgrading soon anyway. That's when I walked out. Upgrading to who? The sculptor who hasn't texted you back since the party? Yeah, Celia, I saw you checking your phone every 5 minutes. Guess he's not interested in a broke artist. She went red. How dare you? How dare I what? Notice? Pay attention? Not be as boring and oblivious as you thought. Becca tried stepping in. You're being cruel. No, cruel is living off someone for 2 years while planning to dump them. I'm being honest. She might want to try it sometime. They left an hour later. Celia took everything, including some things that weren't hers. But honestly, small price to pay for peace. Final update. It's been 3 weeks now. The dust has settled. Some final pieces fell into place that I thought you'd all appreciate. Remember the sculptor? Friend of a friend knows him. Apparently Celia hit him up for a collaboration after getting evicted. He declined. When she pushed, mentioning maybe he could help with studio space, he blocked her. Guess he was only interested when she had that fancy loft to host events in. She moved back with her parents. Her mom called me one more time, trying to guilt me into helping out just until she gets on her feet. I reminded her that I'd already donated $45 to the Help Celia Find Herself fund, and I was tapped out. She hung up on me. But here's the karma kicker. That art gallery that was supposedly interested in her work, they were interested in the studio space. The owner had been sweet-talking Celia because she hosted events there that brought in buyers. No studio, no interest. Her upcoming exhibition mysteriously vanished. Last I heard through the grapevine, she's working at her mom's friend's boutique. Part-time. Still posting about her artistic journey on Instagram, but from her childhood bedroom instead of a $2,400 loft. Meanwhile, I've been living my best boring life, watching my documentaries in peace, saving $2,400 a month. Went on a solo trip to Iceland. Always wanted to go. She said it was too cold and boring. Turns out, I quite like traveling when I'm not funding someone else's entire existence. My favorite aftermath moment? Ran into Margot at a coffee shop last week. She awkwardly tried to make small talk, then her card got declined for a $6 latte. The barista asked if she had another payment method. I stepped up, card in hand. I got it. She looked relieved for a second. Then I paid for just my coffee and walked out. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Absolutely. The moral of the story? If you're going to use someone as your personal ATM, maybe don't put it in writing. And definitely don't mock them while they're funding your dreams. Oh, and that documentary I was watching the night she called me boring, it was about financial fraud. The irony wasn't lost on me then, and it's even funnier now. Life's good when you're not carrying dead weight, even if that life is boring.